freedom over fame. Freedom over cycle stays the same.
Freedom has left its mascot vein on me. We called it the 1, 2, 3. I'm 3 inches deep in the G's. These jeans go really hard, so hard that it gets me far in a plane like it's a train. We know that we gotta find a vein in Minecraft. Yes, that's what we about to do. I knew a fact: you can't tie your shoe. Stupid little boy, you don't know what you're saying. You know that I'm going Super Saiyan on this track. It goes super hard. You know that I'm gonna go card. Pokemon cards, my favorite thing to collect. My favorite thing to actually detect.
Freedom over fame.
Detector out on the beach.
Freedom over fame. The cycle stays the same. Freedom over fame. Freedom over fame. Freedom over fame. The cycle stays the same.
I know that I'm back.
Stays the same.
Yo, that one's so hard. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. That one's so unbelievably hard. Okay. Today, the topic of the matter is social media and how it's destroying your lives. I've talked countless times about how materialism is destroying your lives and how not taking gratitude for the things that you find in your day-to-day lives are destroying your lives. But what if I was to also tell you that social media is doing the exact same thing, and I'll be giving you a full procedure of why and how you can remove it immediately. Now, first, these days it seems like everyone's on social media. About 97% of Gen Z is on social media, and this includes apps like YouTube. Is this a good thing, though? Recent studies have shown that social media destroys mental health, and words like Instagram reality are now coined as being very popular. People use Photoshop and other ways to edit themselves to seem more superior to others, and it has left very, very, very bad consequences on day-to-day lives. We see skyrocketing anxiety, depression, and eating disorders. And this all stems from social media. We look at when it starts to rise, and as soon as social media was made, it only got bigger. And what do you think people are going to see on their screen? People who are average or people who are tens. Of course, the person who's a 10 is going to be liked more, although it would be better for the averages to be more localized. However, this is not the truth. This is not how social media truly runs. And the effect of mental health is very, very, very astounding as we see the depression rates skyrocketing now, especially in the digital era where we have all these different social media apps. And this is exactly why I think that we need to get rid of them right now. Social media can also be a breeding group for cyberbullying and other types of harassment. With the power of the internet, bullies have the ability to hide behind a screen and effectively do whatever they want to the other person, which, to say the least, is not a very fire thing. Bullying isn't cool, and I don't think it's I think it's even worse when it's on social media rather than in person. Because when it's on social media, you've a much, much larger group of people who can bully you, and the bullying can be a lot more extreme in when they are doing it, and it can only lead to worse consequences and results. We see skyrocketed depression and suicide rates coming from social media, and it only leads to just a deteriorated mental health and a deteriorated society along with it. Social media is also a heavy distraction from real life. Roughly many, many hours are spent every single day, around 4 hours on each social media app. And to say the least, this is not good. We see all these people who are addicted. These apps are made to keep you on, to keep you hooked on the experience of being on social media. And you are wasting times of being social when you should be social in person, social with your friends and family, and people who you care about rather than people who you don't even know. Another benefit of not having social media is there are two main ones that are coined. One of them I think is spoken about very much. The other one I think is spoken about too little. One of them is that data is being harvested, which is the most popular one. We know that companies like Facebook, Meta, have used these social media platforms to farm mass amounts of data and sell them to other companies. And even worse, TikTok, which has links to the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, is selling Americans and other countries' information to China. And it has complete control over the posterity of our youth and the posterity of our nation. The effect that social media is having, apps like TikTok, destroying our attention span and destroying our social connections as we see a further divide between the left and the right and different political ideals. An us versus them idea is much stronger, and having the data and the ability to know what we want and know what we think and everything about us personally is a perfect way to control the people. Also, the materialistic lifestyle is also encouraged by Instagram, Snapchat, and many other social media apps, including TikTok. I'll have the video pinned right up there or there, wherever, and on why materialism is a bad thing. But we know that it is especially a bad thing because it is being encouraged so much, and all these ads that are being pushed out on us, they're profiting off of us being this way. They're profiting off of the lower class and the middle class buying all these products and keeping their system running, which is not what we want. The bread and circuses of the Romans is not what we want to encourage inside of our society. We want people to have actual quality lives and not lives that are just subject to the rich and lives that are subject to making someone else happier. Having an okay life is never tolerable. Everyone deserves to have above that. Everyone deserves to have a life that is fruitful. Everyone deserves to have the opportunity to have a life that will be long lived and a life that will be long remembered. But social media only destroys this. We're wasting all this time. Our mental health is being destroyed. And some could argue you go famous on social media and you can be memorized that way. Yes, that is true. But also, for the majority of people, this is not how it works. So, delete social media.